still on Public Works, sidewalks, church works.
This is just the resolution putting into place a sidewalk improvement program for 2017. So I could be wrong because I haven't read it closely. Yeah, it's directing the DPW director to get the survey of public sidewalks and carriage walks to determine whether any are in need of repair, to proceed with the repair. Reaffirming our policy about corner lots that are the front of the lot is 100% and the side is at 50%, and that we're assessing, basically that we're assessing property owners for the cost of sidewalk repairs. So I'll move approval of resolution 2017-04.
Discussion?
Has the date been corrected in the third paragraph? Okay.
Any other discussion?
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Mentor.
Aye.
Trustee Bachhorst.
Yes.
Trustee Maher.
Aye.
Trustee McKay.
Aye.
Trustee Rozak.
Aye.
Trustee Zoe. President Johnson. Vote is 7-0.
Okay, that moves us on to the next item, 9C. Trustee McKay, consideration of authorization to hire for Public Works Department for hire.
Thank you. What we have before us is reflective of an anticipated staff change in the Department of Public Works. There are two tenured employees that have announced their retirement, and they comprise the maintenance section of the Department of Public Works. These two individuals have a very unique set of skills that have a very large impact outside of the Department of Public Works, so that's pretty unusual. So we had a very, Ms. Bushlick identified that this is an early request for authorization to hire, but the reason for that is sort of it's definitely a proactive move with the intention of hopefully being able to bring on a replacement to shadow the current employees so that the loss of institutional knowledge is not as significant and not felt by the organization at a very busy time of year. So we're moving into construction season, we're moving into event season, we're basically moving into outdoor season, and these two employees are responsible for many of those, probably all of those outdoor activities in terms of providing the support for those. And there's a lot of institutional knowledge that has to be transferred. So that was the reason behind this, the timing of this request. In committee, we had a very thoughtful discussion about opportunities at this time. Was there an opportunity to restructure within the department, restructure the positions, look at cost sharing between entities and municipalities. And it was felt that the scope of that discussion would be a very large one to take on at this time within the time frame where we're trying to meet the needs of the organization. Organizationally, you know, it's not just this, but we have, there are other significant immediate needs in terms of the organization and smooth operations in terms of, hey, that's a song. In terms of selecting a village manager, addressing that, taking care of that transition in a responsible fashion, supporting the department heads, and then also line staff. So that our discussion included not looking at this in isolation, but really as a management decision and how do we best serve our organization and then the customers, which are the residents. So with that, I think it was, we also discussed a two-step process that the language of this is, you know, typically this is an authorization, what we approve is an authorization to hire, and that gives the department head an authority to recruit interview and hire the employee in this situation because there's more lead time and there's more, interest in some type of, whether we can realize some savings here or some realignment within the department, that we could break it down and say that this is an authorization to recruit, and once there is a candidate that's identified, come back for the actual to hire, if that would be, if we see any benefit to that as a board. We'll ask Leanne if I left anything significant out. Okay, Joel?
Good job.
It was a very interesting discussion. I mean, it doesn't matter how many years that I am on this committee, that what I learn about the depth of the staff and the peculiarity of working in these buildings and what that involves. I always learn a lot. So with that, I will make a motion to the suggestion motion, which is to staff be authorized to hire for the anticipated vacant building maintenance position within the Department of Public Works.
Second.
Discussion?
What does this is mostly building maintenance?
That was part of our discussion in committee. That's the title. That's just the title it's been. I don't know that is necessarily the most accurate description or reflection of the conglomeration of their job duties. But that is their primary responsibility, is related to the maintenance, upkeep, and operation of the 13 buildings the village owns. They do have significant other support duties for, in particular, public events. So they are the primary group that does setup and takedown for things like the bike race, 4th of July, National Night Out, the barbecue, the summer concerts, anything like that. They also provide a pretty significant, probably second only to the clerk, in elections support. They do all the moving of the machines, bring them out for testing, put them back, set up election day, take it down. They deliver ballots. They will often do like mail runs or courier runs or kind of odds and ends for people in other buildings. Related to actual building maintenance, they spend a very significant portion of their time in the library building. In fact, they're probably in other buildings, the better part of their day. And when I say better, I probably mean 80 to 90% of their day. They're not in the DPW yard. They're somewhere else.
And how many are there?
Two.
And every year we budget for building upgrades, right, in our capital plan. And I'm assuming these two individuals would be working on those building upgrades? Or do we contract for that?
I can answer that if you want.
Well, it depends. If it is a large capital improvement, it's contracted. The smaller things that you've seen recently, window replacements, tuck pointing, those types of things, they coordinate. Some years they perform that work themselves. More recently they have not, but they have coordinated those contracts. They spend a very large amount of time within the building maintenance on mechanicals, updates and performance, and work closely with contractors, heating, cooling, ventilating contractors to keep the mechanical systems in these buildings running. And that, to be very honest, is the part of losing the two of them that is probably in my top 3 of scary things, because the systems in these buildings are pretty complex and they're pretty complicated. But know, it's not even always as simple as just calling a contractor. Somebody has to be able to tell them where the different things are located, how it's set up, how they work, what they do, and those are the two guys that can do that. There isn't anybody else that can do that.
And the only reason I ask is, I think that everyone, you guys have done a terrific job at getting our buildings in shape with this long-range maintenance plan that you had in place before I even arrived here. And if you're looking at the financials over the years, it looks like maintenance is actually going down on vehicles. So I think we've done an excellent job as a village on maintaining. I'm just wondering how we're projecting out in this budget and next budget of how much maintenance we still need to do, the upgrades. And does that correlate with the number of staff?
I don't think it, well, I think that if we continue on the course that this board has set us on the last several years, which is investing in our buildings, we've done almost every roof, we've redone some of the major mechanicals, all those windows, those types of things. I think if we continue on that course of investing in the facilities, we can maintain staffing levels. I just because of the nature of the varied things they do. I think we said in committee that if we eliminate all the non-DPW functions that those two people do, they could probably become one person. But that is an enormous impact on the rest of the departments, less so on us, except in the winter time when that extra driver's license is very helpful. But just the nature of the fact that we're maintaining 100-plus-year-old buildings, I don't really see that level of commitment or investment or time. I really don't see that going down.
Any other comments?
Yeah, that's my issue with this in committee was that I think when we have a situation, especially when we have like a whole division of a division turning over at the same time, that we really need to look at opportunities for either service sharing or even within the village and within the department doing some kind of really job analysis, task analysis. Are the tasks in the right place and are they being done by the right level of person? If there's a lot of extra summer work, could we hire one extra summer person and get by with? Is there a different way to structure and to organize the tasks and the work in order to reduce our long-term expenditures, given that we have significant debt service falling upon the village, and we're going to have a difficulty maintaining tax rates and not having large increases in tax rates. So given that overall, my feeling about the overall financial picture, I think when these types of situations come up, whatever department they're in, we need to be looking at alternative ways of structuring our staffing, thinking about our services and our staffing levels. So that was my concern, and we don't really have an opportunity to do that if we don't know about these things until it becomes time to hire, and then it's too late because we have to hire or else the person's going to be gone, we'll have lost or not. I mean, we're put in a position as policymakers where we don't really have the opportunity, even if we wanted to say, let's rethink this a little bit. So there were a couple things I found troubling about it.
Any other comments?
I think the way that we attempted to address that in committee was to talk in tandem with, we had talked about the strategic initiatives committee taking on the scope of that, and that can be structured to work with department heads, or through the assistant village manager to look at the positions that could potentially be realigned for service sharing on a broader scale. And that really, that committee would be well suited to just undertake the scope of that in a timely fashion that would be more planful and reflect the organization's, sort of what the projections are. And so it would address a lot of these questions.
I think that these are things that staff has been doing in terms of.
There's a lean process.
Yeah, the lean process that they've gone through. And we depend on our staff to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's incumbent upon them to be constantly looking at.
To me, it sounds like these are different budgets, operating versus capital as well, which don't even come out of the same.
And the first step of, so I don't want to speak for trustee Zilvik, who's the chair of strategic initiatives, but the first, step of a process like this could be to identify how this has been done over the past, however many years, because we have found a way each year to manage tax rates, and that's definitely a shared interest. I've never heard anyone who didn't want that, and who did not think that that was our number one goal. And so I don't have any reason to look to my research. But I guess my point is that I don't see any change in that, in the next coming year.